Hi, Rick. You want to get to it?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Awesome. The title of this podcast is Understanding Where the Journey is Headed. This is inspired by a quote that I read today out of the Mayo Clinic Guide to Stress-Free Living book, authored by Dr. Amit Sood. And this is part of my morning practice. It has been for over 7 years now, is to read one page of the book. This one struck me this morning so much so that it inspired this podcast. So I'm going to read an excerpt from that. And here it is. Time will finally end for all of us. Past, present, and future will merge into the stillness of a moment. All that is real and unreal will dissolve. Everything we hold dear, we will surrender. Imminent mortality brings life into clear focus. Rick, when you hear that, what resonates for you?
Every New Year's when they have the guy, the Grim Reaper with the long, I guess that's some sort of a tool that harvests wheat.
Yeah.
Um, and he's got the hood on and you can't see his face, but it obviously symbolizes death. If you could take that image and put it in the back of your mind so that it's over your left shoulder, how different would your life be? If you were thinking all the time that death could be imminent, what things would you do differently? So that quote to me means that when you're dealing with daily life, it's easy to take it for granted, and it's easy to believe that it lasts forever. And it's easy to believe that there will be just more things to do and more fun and more obstacles and all the rest, when the reality is it's not true. The reality is there's an end to it. And that's what I think the quote is getting at. You're heading to a place where all of this disappears. How do you want to spend your present moments?
Mm.
Do you want to be judging? Do you want to have a list of things that you're complaining about? You're arguing with life. Why this? Why that? Why me? That's the big one for Americans. Why me? All of that is a waste of time, and you're wasting precious present moments while the Grim Reaper is over your shoulder, ticking off the little sand grains that come from the top of the hourglass into the bottom.
Wow. You said it, Rick. I mean, you've been inspiring me on this subject for a long time. I've said it in many podcasts. I said whenever I find myself becoming identified with a negative narrative or just a narrative that doesn't serve me where I want to go or where I want to be on my journey. And what you told me was, Keith, none of it matters and it's all going away. And that just puts everything in perspective. If I find myself worked up over something, I know a lot of people right now are worked up over the recent election and they're sitting on pins and needles, and all of that's going to fall away. I mean, people are clinging to loved ones. I mean, this is beyond just appreciating them and being grateful, but they're clinging in such a way that they need them. And anytime you need something outside of, the basic needs of food, shelter, and clothing, needing is typically an indication of something missing, of not being whole inside. So there's this clinging. And even that, with, I don't care what it is, your family, your friends, your job, your titles, your possessions, it's all going to fall away. And you're going to be left with, what are you going to be left with? I guess that's the question for each of us to ask. And when I think about that, when I'm being quiet, I'm being peaceful. I mean, when I'm being quiet, what I want to be left with is a sense of immense peace. That's, and so why wait until the Reaper is there for me to be like, oh, that's what this is really about, is me experiencing inner peace and being so full of love to where I say, oh, now is the moment. Oh, it's been such a great run. I didn't waste any of it worried about whether or not I would have a job tomorrow or whether my significant other did this or that. I didn't squander any of it getting in an argument with people that, I don't even know about actions that they're taking that don't meet my list of what's right and what's wrong. I didn't squander any of it like this. So if this is it, baby, it's been a good run, you know? because it's in the end, it's all going to go away, you know, and that's when that clear focus is going to come. And so rather than wait, the practice helps me choose every day to live the truth of that now, to live it now. I'll let you finish up, Rick, and I'm just going to listen and just blessed by your wisdom.
Well, I think you said it all. I don't think I can improve on that. The present is the working moment of your life. That's all you get. The past is history. You might as well argue about the outcome of the Spartan Athenian War. You're not going to have any more effect on it than the argument you had last night with your old man or whatever. So the idea is the past is gone. The future is not here. So all you have is the working unit of this life, this moment right now. And so when you look at it that way, and then you also have the idea that these moments someday will end and there won't be any others, then I think you're confronted with a very important choice. How do you want to spend them? Okay. And that's totally up to you. That's the joy of being, and it's the art of life, figuring out how to spend your present moments, the art of life. But if you consider that we spend most of our time trying to judge other people, stop our suffering by negating everything that we think is suffering by choosing pleasure and going for pleasure, whether it's lots of food or whether it's new clothes or a new car or a new house or all of the things that distract us from not being whole inside. The more we do that, the less time there is to really focus on what it is that is important. Inner peace, a sense of purpose, compassion, helping others, and being in nature.
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah.
the point of it, I think, is that mortality is really an important motivator, really an important motivator. And nobody on their deathbed, I don't think, has ever said, oh man, I wish I had spent more time at the office.
Right, right. No doubt, man. When that time comes, I'm just going to keep working and trying to stay present, so that when it comes, man, I can literally say like, I'm good. Like I'm so good right now. Like yeah, you can go ahead and turn the lights off. I'm good. I'm good. Rick, I love you.
I love you, Keith. Well said, man. Adios.
Adios.